All right, if all went well, microphones are on, and we are too. What is up, Miss Pam?
All right,
there, Gabe, Pilot Mike. What's burning down now? What's up? And Jake, how you doing, brother?
I am doing good, man. Mic check, mic check. Make sure we're good on the mics. I think we pretty much are. How we looking, Rich?
Doing good. There's Rocky. There's Zach.
All right.
Good crowd.
Well, nice. Yeah. All right. So listen, welcome everybody. First off the bat, my name is Jake. That's my boy Rich, man, that I'm always talking about during the week because as you know, we do this once a week, but the other nights I'm up all night with you guys showing the March of the Misfits, the riots, all that. I cannot see chat at all today. So Rich is going to be there and other people are going to be there. I'm not sure if we have any mods anymore on Periscope. We have one on YouTube, but so I apologize in advance that I can't see anybody's chat. Had a bad internet problem right before I came on, so I'm amazed that we're even doing Zoom right now. Other than that, please share this out. That's another thing. I can't even share it out. I don't have my other device. A lot of problems today, but we're here. That's important. We're here. What's going on, Rich?
Not too much. Hey, Rocky, how's it going? Rocky said it sounds good. Hey, it's a chain, and we actually bumped up Jake's mic there, so I'm glad it does sound good. And yeah, so man, doing good. Yeah,
okay,
except
cool.
for all the stuff going on today. Went for a long bike ride with somebody who's much younger than me, and held my own. So it was I called it a win for the day.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I usually find people way older than me, so I can like take them out, race them and stuff. So it makes it a lot better. I can go a lot further and stuff. Also, real quick, I forgot if Glay, Abe, I can't even see chat, but I heard the names you say in Pilot Mike and everybody else, Rocky, and everybody that see Rich. You'll learn. You can't really do shout outs. You can when you first start and you only have like 10 followers. But if you do shout outs and you forget people's name, they're going to give you hell. But not our people. They're pretty good. Yeah, real quick on Periscope, if you're watching on Total News Network, please go over to YouTube. I know we say this a lot. Go over to YouTube, search Vantage Point USA, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. A lot of people don't know about that. It's a little bell. If you watch Rich's intro and outro, that'll show you what to do there. Because we don't know how long we're going to be on Twitter and Periscope. It's just a matter of time. They're shutting down pages left and right, especially as we're getting close to the election. They realized in 2016 that, how powerful social media was to help Trump, not the Russian bots, the $10,000 worth of Facebook ads. And they think that's swayed the election. But we don't know how long we're going to be on Periscope and Twitter. So please go to YouTube and subscribe. What do we got, Rich, today? Crazy, bro.
Oh man, since you mentioned Facebook, this wasn't even part of the schedule here, but I will say this: I saw that video that Zuckerberg put out. The elections are going to be in such a flux with the left trying to go ahead and weird trying to criticize Trump for the fact that he's trying to undermine the elections, but all Trump is wanting to do is keep them the way they've been forever. And so Zuckerberg was on there. Listen, we're even going to put footnotes on a lot of the posts that are going out there that if these election results take 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be completely normal. And no, it's not completely normal. It's So it's really interesting that he's going on there as if he should even say a word about it, being just a medium for people to communicate. He is not. But Zuckerberg and Google and Twitter, man, how much power do they hold now? Honest to God.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much. And right, like, why are you even chiming in? He did that with the World Health Organization too. He did the same thing. And he's like, oh, we're going to put links. And if we don't like what you said about COVID or this and that, we're going to send you to the World Health Organization. And I'm like, wait, the World Health Organization, the one that said, stopping flights from China won't work and this don't transfer person to person. That organization you send us to for the truth? Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's why I like Kellyanne. She just, at these press conferences, she just walks across these reporters when they bring this crap up. She does an excellent job. I mean, I thought Sarah Huckabee did a good job. Man, this girl's on it. She is not, and the way she can go.
Oh, is that Kayla?
I've never really pronounced her name right, but yes. And she's got that big fat notebook. She doesn't even look at it. People are asking her questions. She just goes to that section and then she just blisters to them. Thanks, Della, for subscribing on YouTube, by the way. And so yeah, it's amazing what she does. But yeah, so much stuff. Okay, so. We'll go ahead and try to roll down because we do have a lot. And if I mess all this stuff up trying to put up some of these pictures, and it is what it is. But first thing I thought was real, and we called this from the beginning, and everybody knew it. Rochester police leadership quits ahead of Black Lives Matter's protest over Daniel Pruitt, and that's both the police chief and the deputy chief, Joseph Marabito, are both all of a sudden retiring. And honest to God. Does anybody blame him for quitting?
Nope.
Does anybody blame him? This started, and I'll play this video, and there's no sound, so feel free to talk over top of it. Hold on, it's that video that was there around a year ago, and this was back when they were showing these people throwing buckets of water on top of these police officers, and them not retaliating, not pulling out the guns and shooting these people. And one of the things I found the most disturbing about this, and I think is going to come back and pay society down the road, is the fact that you have little kids, it'll show it here in just a second, where you'll have a little kid walking up with this bucket of water and throwing it on a cop. I mean, really, honest to God, is this what we're going to actually show? Is this what we're actually going to be showing? I mean, look at this. This is just insane that they allow it. And I saw de Blasio's interview back when this happened, and it took like 5 minutes for Hannity to get this guy to actually say that they were going to try to go after each of these people, which how are they going to do it? I mean, a guy gets hit in the head with a bucket at the same time they're throwing water. But here comes the little kid, and hold on, he's coming up here in a second. This is the saddest thing to me right there. There's a little kid with a bucket dumping it on the cops. That's honest to God. It is infuriating. It is outrageous. It is infuriating. Just the fact that I have to watch the officers take this crap, just doing nothing but their job. And that's why we keep the Back to Blue label up there, because, ultimately when good officers these guys that pulled out of Rochester were 25, 30-year veterans. That's not knowledge you get back easy. I mean, and with enrollment into academy down, I don't know. What do you think, Jake?
Well, a couple of points. God bless the police officers, law enforcement, and the military and their families. I mean, everybody knows when a person serves, it's their families also. So God bless them, man. We are 100% back to blue here. So cheers to that. I got my captain and no Coke. I didn't have any soda. Also, that's where it started, right? De Blasio with his anti-cop rhetoric and all that. And then watch these little kids, which just means you're just raising the next generation of hate. I see them at these rallies where they got cars trying to get through the crowd and people being shot, and you're bringing kids out there and they have them. I heard them. One little kid in Rochester was talking about F the police, F the police on the microphone. Now, I used to freak out when they had them standing right there when they were saying that. Yeah. But now they literally have them say that. Yep. Just raising another generation on a false narrative and hate. It's just really, really disgusting. It's sad. And so according to the BLM, they're about Black lives, but so far they've had thousands of businesses looted and torched to the ground, Black-owned businesses, and 3 chiefs that I know of, Seattle, Dallas, and Rochester, that were Black men and women. So tell me again how Black Lives Matter is for Black lives. I mean, we know that, but I mean, other people that actually think that, it is crazy, bro.
Yeah, and I will say it, and I totally agree with, and it was something I was going to mention, Della says, indirect way of defunding the police. Absolutely. Who wants to be an officer? So many are going to quit. So many are going to take their early retirement because who wants to actually put up with this crap? So, yeah, these communities will reap what they sow. Honest to goodness, they will. And that's why I make sure whenever they're at my company or when I'm out and I see them, I make sure to tell them, hey, I know you guys are taking a rash of crap here, but, thanks for everything you do there.
Yeah, and real quick, before we go any further, prayers to those affected by the fires in California and Oregon. We'll get into a little bit of that later. And, I know there's all these things floating around. I won't say conspiracies, but, if it was natural causes. I actually had a poll up on my Twitter. And right now it's like 80% people think it's arsonist / Antifa. And then the other choice was natural. And then the other one was urban development. And 80% are saying arsonist. So, but I don't really care at this point. I just want to say prayers to those affected, man. And if there's anybody out there and needs, a platform for us to get you guys help or anything I can do or Rich could do, let us know. Send me a direct message on JustJake357. Please do not hesitate. We don't have a big platform, but it's big enough to get somebody help,
Yeah, and Gabe is going to walk us into our next thing. He talks about the pedophilia story. Geez, Gabe, how did you know? So here we go. California Assembly, talking about the next generation of degenerates. California Assembly passes SB 145 to lower penalties for 24-year-old adults who have sex with minors as young as 14. Well, okay, so just off the bat, I will say this. What they are saying is that it is still a crime to have sex with a minor, okay? However, it'll be determined whether or not it's a misdemeanor, meaning the hand slap, or if it's going to be. So you don't have to necessarily be registered as a sex offender. And this deals with gay couples. So this was something that Weiner put, which is always, straight face, whatever. So this is something Weiner, and this is a statement he put out. He said, Senate Bill 145 will put an end to blatant discrimination against young LGBT people engaged in consensual activity. Number one, a 24-year-old and a 14-year-old is not what I would call young adults, okay? This bill is about treating everyone equally under the law. Discrimination against LGBT people is simply not the California way. And these laws were put in place during a more conservative and anti-LGBT era. And they have ruined people's lives, made it harder for them to get jobs as it should, and secure housing and live productive lives. It's time we update the law, yada, 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 yada. What kind of crap is this? Okay, so if you have a law in the books that's a bad law anyway, which the whole 14 to 24 liberal crap they have out there, to me is a bad law. Instead of accepting that it's a bad law and walking it back and making it better, now you're going to double down on it and say, well, it's not just for heterosexuals now it's for gay people as well. So, and it all falls back to the whole Romeo and Juliet law, which I guess is now the Romeo and Homeo law. Oh, boom. Yeah, he had to. But, it's just really, this God will not be mocked when this stuff happens. And like I said, he should have said, listen, 14 to 24 is just, you don't think a 24 can groom a 14-year-old? You don't think there's something, you shouldn't have to automatically be registered as sex offender just because they're gay? That makes it any better than if they're heterosexual? I don't know. It's, what do you think?
Well, here's my thoughts on that. That law is written to protect his powerful friends, all the freaks at the top. They're all the powerful people at the top, not all of them, but most of these freaks, these absolute freaks that hurt children, trafficking children, they're all these powerful people at the top. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's nuts. So he's probably just protecting his friends with that law. It's disgusting. I know in Mexico and a lot of Latin countries, they're cool with 14-year-olds, and have, stuff like that. So California is pretty close to, Mexico, and about the same, pretty much. They don't want a border and all that. So they're modeling around that. It's disgusting. It's no surprise. I mean, didn't they pass something where you can't be charged with a crime if you willingly give somebody AIDS? Isn't it the same?
Yes, exactly. You don't have to tell them beforehand that you have AIDS. You can go ahead and have sex and not tell them about that.
I don't know how anybody even lives there.
That's assault. That is assault. So, Weiner also said, and I think he's just trying to cover his ass for some skeletons he's probably got in his closet from way back when. So if that comes out, then he's protected by the law that he's pushed through. So this law, actually, he introduced like a year ago. Now they finally passed it. Now it goes to Governor Newsom to pass. We'll see how that goes, but I think we know how it's going to go.
Wow.
So, and Weiner said it started talking about he's been under fire from the QAnon people network, this cult-like pro-Trump network that runs around saying that there's a big conspiracy to protect pedophiles and that prominent leaders and all pedophile, and it's a big conspiracy. Weiner told the station it's a very delusional kind of cult. No, it's called moral conservatism. Okay, I mean, it's not a conspiracy about trying to protect children. I don't know, anytime you say a 24-year-old can pretty much have sex with an 8th grader, something's so far out of whack. Plus, let's not forget, I know some 14-year-old girls dress, makeup, all that, they look older, but in the end, the Hello Kitty bag gives it away, so you'd have no excuse. So anyway.
No, it's sad, bro. I just say, I pray for the people in California that don't vote for this crap and have no way to get out. Some people are like, get out of California, move. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? Right. Especially the elderly and stuff. So, I mean, that place is just, it's our Sodom and Gomorrah.
It is.
It really is. What a disgusting place. And just a disgusting leadership, and now you got Ted Wheeler saying they're not allowed to use gas, tear gas on these misfit rioters. I mean, what the hell are they doing? It's like crazy, man.
Well, you talked about the fact that it's like California is like our modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, and coming to a screen to you, here we go, cuties. Obviously, the whole hashtag now, get rid of Netflix. So this is on one of their pictures that they have for one of their trailers, which is a disgusting picture and not even the worst of it. And anybody who watches this show needs to check themselves, because this thing will make you super uncomfortable. The way that these young girls, and this is some French director brings this crap and Netflix puts it out there. It's about a Muslim girl who has a coming of age at 8 years old, has her coming of age, and she finds herself and her and these girls are dancing, grabbing their crotches and all this other stuff. And the shots that they use this is like a pedophile's playground, the way they do this stuff. So that's why that hashtag get rid of Netflix is running around.
Yeah, if you do share this out, everybody, share it out with the hashtag cancel Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is part of the cancel culture, and actually sometimes that actually works out pretty good. I had put up a tweet today that left-wing liberal Democrats in the year, I think 2030, were 100% successful at cancel culture. Unfortunately, they have nowhere to celebrate, no food to cater it, nobody left to actually celebrate it with, because they canceled just everything that they considered immoral. Yes, this is immoral, but the other stuff they cancel culture on is out of control, man.
Yeah, and you know the sad part about this whole thing? This show is not just a show. This show was an award-winning show. Matter of fact, I think Rotten Tomatoes had it at 96% because God knows those people aren't going to go against the Hollywood people. No. An award-winning show. And the only thing that gives me any solace at all is the fact that the viewers gave it a 6, even though Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 96 or a 94 or whatever that stuff was. Yeah, exactly, John. Where are their parents? Who let their kids actually? Really? Are you that desperate to have your 15 minutes of fame on the back of your child doing a pedophilic show? Really? Is that where you're at in your life, you sorry sack of crap? So anyway, yeah, even getting ready for this show is very stressful today. So sorry if I seem a little on edge about this crap, but yeah, I'm there. So.
I know. And watching this night after night, the riots and all this stuff. Once again, I suggest people take breaks. Don't let it get to you. This is not the world. This is a small percentage of what's going on. Yes, it seems bad, but there are still amazing people, mostly on this show. So if it gets to you, gets crazy, take a break. If you're struggling, please reach out to somebody, reach out to me. Like I said, on Just Jake357 on Twitter. You have somebody to talk to. You're not alone. The world is not as dark as it seems, even though we cover a lot of it, because, that's what's going on right now. We want to shed a light on it. But there's still great people out there. And, and I will tell you, I claim a lot of things. And one thing I will claim, I do know the future. God wins. So
that's right. Yeah. Ultimately, that's how it does play out, and we can take solace in that as well. So I throw this last thing up just because I had the clip out there. It is also applicable only if the adult was within 10 years of the age of the minor at the time of the offense, and the minor was at least 14 years old. Provisions known in some states Romeo and Juliet. We already covered that. I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, sick. I'd say write your congressman. If you're out there, it's not going to do any good. So there you go.
Wow.
All right, so that one's covered. So yeah, and if you want a lighthearted tweet, I put out a tweet, and I do 2 a year. Make sure I do 2 a year on 1,600 Reasons Why. And so if you get a chance, check that out. That goes back to if anybody was here and saw the show that we did that had the V word in it. So it's a play off of that, and it's cute. It's lighthearted. It's not and that was fun to do. I did that last night, so that was enjoyable to do. All right, so here we go. This is the media. This is really funny. So everybody knows the whole thing with Woodward, that now it's kind of like watching the Federal Reserve chairman talk. Everybody sits there and picks every word. So Trump was talking about this, and this is what he said.
Weapon system that nobody's ever had in this country before. We have stuff that you haven't even seen or heard about. We have stuff that Putin and Xi have never heard about before. There's nobody. What we have is incredible.
Putin and Xi have now heard about it, and we now know that the president just.
Yeah, so Putin and Xi now have heard about. I'm going to tell Mom that you climbed out your window. Dude, is there anybody who doesn't think that Putin and Xi know that there's tons of things we have that they don't know about? I mean, she talks to this guy right here. This guy's name is Miles. And old Miles, I guess, used to be with Homeland Security. Hold on, where's he at? Let me grab him up here. And this is what Miles has to say.
This guy with the nuclear codes. Well, here's Donald Trump basically proving to us in real time that he can't be trusted with the nation's secrets. This is the type of information that if someone like me with a security clearance came out and validated, we'd go to prison. This would be.
So this guy's all bent out of shape about this, but ultimately, let's remember this. He's not lower than you. He's the president. And he said something that was very vague, that's common knowledge among all our enemies and allies alike. And yeah, no big deal. It's not even a talking point, but yeah, it got all that played this afternoon.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. I mean, like the thing, who was the guy that you said, Woodward?
Yeah.
If you watched the press conference yesterday, I covered it. It's so hard to watch that. Obviously, they got their talking points in the morning, and they were talking about, every question was a gotcha question about, oh, how come he said it was serious to these people, but then downplayed it to the American people? Does he gonna apologize to the American people for lying? Dude, he was the one who closed down the flights from China, and they're all like, oh my God, he's a racist. And they're like, oh, go out and hug a Chinaman in downtown Chinatown.
Xenophobic. Xenophobic is what he
xenophobic, right. And they're like, no, it's no problem. It's the flu. Go out. He's being ridiculous. Did they forget like that this video of them talking about that it's nothing? Go out and hug your local Chinaman. It's crazy, bro.
And the other thing too is, let's not forget, they have a problem with parsing between the words and the actions. And, obviously as a leader, his job is to put, people at ease and not, cause. But he even said at the outset, 150, 200,000 people can die for this. It can be bad. But in the end, what he was doing, irregardless of what his personal feelings were not about it, the actions he was taking was the right ones. And Fauci even came out. I wish I had pulled that video. Fauci even came out and said, listen, dude said the same thing in press conferences as we talked about behind closed doors. And ultimately, I didn't see where he misled anybody. That's not an exact quote because my memory's crap, but that's pretty much exactly what he said.
Right.
So and like I said, that's the whole thing with this. It's like they're listening in the financials to the Federal Reserve president and just mincing every word that he's got,
I mean, we're so used to it, bro. They have nothing. They're so desperate and pathetic. And our media, they talk about Russia and China's propaganda that they put out there. Well, at least they admit it. At least they're like, yeah, what are you going to do? If you talk bad about us, we're going to kill you. Here, there's this false sense that we have a free press.
Right.
They are absolutely propaganda, 100%. And thankfully, there's shows like this and others that, get the truth out there. I mean, we are the new media, as they say,
Right.
And it's just sad. It's just sad to watch those press conferences. And they just continue to cut her off. One thing I liked about Sarah Sanders, Huckabee Sanders, she at least stopped them from cutting her off. Kaylee does a great job, but she definitely lets them cut her off too much. But maybe that's just to show how rude they are. She's excellent, so
I think she lets them show how rude they are, and ultimately it lets them bury themselves. Like the one she said, go ahead and finish the quote to that one reporter. And she said, well, this is all they gave me.
Yeah.
And then she's, well, let me finish the quote for you. And then she finishes the quote, makes her look like an idiot because she was one of those people that interrupted her. And which by the way, I thought it was funny. Kimberly was talking about, if Trump hadn't played down the fear factor, we would have had no toilet paper for God knows how long. Probably still wouldn't have it. So thought that was cute too. So
amazing.
She does an excellent job. What else do we got? Oh, yeah. So we got this guy. So, no love lost for him. This is one person that's just as well off the earth right now. We have him in God's care, and I'm sure God sent him to a tropical vacation spot. But here he is stalking Jay. Before he shot him. He's got the gun in the waistband. So this guy was defending nobody. He is out on his video talking about, I wasn't going to let them just kill my friend. No, dude, you were out to kill somebody. You were out for the confrontation. So this picture shows him stalking, coming around the corner. And so anybody who felt any sadness for him should now. And I'll tell you who we should feel sadness for then. This is Shane Moon. I'm sure everybody knows who Shane Moon is now. Hopefully, this is early on Saturday. Why Shane was at the Patriots for the Patriot Prayer memorial for Jay, and as the leader Joey Gibson was calling for all the Patriot for Prayer people, that he didn't want to see any violence in Portland. He didn't want anybody going in there. He didn't want them to do anything wrong. Next thing you know, that evening, somebody tried to start something as Shane was leaving a restaurant after being at this memorial. The guy stalked him, got into his truck, and ran over him. He went up on the hood of the truck, hit his head on the concrete, was bleeding from his nose and his ear. And yeah. And you know what the sickening part about this, and I know that this made you mad, Jake, was the fact that Facebook removed, now this is Gibson, the speaker from the Patriot Prayer people, the one who said no violence, absolutely nobody walk in there and do any violence. Facebook went ahead and had taken down their page, in their words, as an effort to block violent social militias from its platform. Violent social militias from its platform. Oh, right. I'm sorry. As I was looking around today, what did I see? Hell, there's Facebook with Antifa's Facebook page still out there, still in everyone's face. And how many lives now have they killed? And been 100% Antifa, 100% baby. And so why don't they get pulled down off Facebook? Why are they allowed to sit up there?
Yeah,
you know,
they pulled down the GoFundMe. And then you got Louis Farrakhan and all of them out there. I mean, it's, you know, we're so used to it. We just got to keep fighting, man. We got to keep fighting. They did arrest a guy that tried to ran him over. They did arrest that guy, right?
Yeah, and they haven't released his name. Why? He's a piece of crap. He's a criminal. Where's his mugshot? He had to be put in jail somewhere. Where's he at? Let's hear it. What? Because you don't want to incite violence? Dude, that ship has sailed. Really? You don't want to incite violence? Yeah, so...
Well, right. If it was a conservative who ran over somebody at BLM, his name would be up there and everything about him and his family and his address and all of that. Yeah, we had some trolls on Twitter today. When I came across a story that somebody shared to me about a guy who's in Oregon. We were going to have him on the show, actually, but we had a crazy day and weren't prepared for it. Who was just, hours away from having his whole home destroyed and stuff. And I shared it out, and man, was I attacked for that, which I'm so used to. Just for sharing somebody's video who says he feels this is what is going on with the fires out there. Right. Never said that's definitely what's happening. And he's more concerned with mail-in ballots and securing the vote in Oregon than he is about who started the fires and how they started. But man, I was under attack. Then there was this one clown who was teaching people how to dox people. Hey, if patriots come to your city and they don't have plates, go up to their VIN number and take a picture and all that. So I asked them, well, how many of the rioters and looters VIN numbers did you turn into the police? Because you're claiming like you're like this crime fighter. No, you're just turning in people on the right. Right. And he didn't even say people that committed crimes. He's just talking about taking pictures of their VIN numbers and sending it to the police. And I was attacked, which is just a joke to me. These people are clowns. They weren't even like good trolls. They were pathetic. And here's this guy talking about taking pictures of VIN numbers. And the guy's stupid. The guy must be brand new at this because let's just say he's got his info wide open. Dude, before you talk about how you're going to take pictures of people's VIN numbers and turn people in,
you better get your house in order, huh?
You better make sure you lock down your info because you didn't lock down nothing, bro. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. So anyway, go ahead.
No, Keith, please. No, that's awesome. And yeah, and obviously you got to have the VIN numbers because Antifa, man, all them Teslas running around, the Priuses and stuff that they drive, you just can't keep up with them. They all look the same. So, well, he was talking about how they come in with no plates on their cars. I'm like, well, so does every BLM rally has these cars with no plates on them that block traffic and allow these rioters and looters to burn crap down. Did you go over there and get their VIN number and turn them in? Of course you didn't. So give me a break about cars with no plates. We see it all day long. The Chaz Chop, now called Flop Security, they tried to follow, this one guy tried to follow Patriot Prayer when they went there one day, or Proud Boys. And they went up to him and they went to get his plate. He had no plate on his car. I mean, so they're okay to not have a plate. But how dare you? No, why do they not have plates? Because you're going to try to dox them. That's why they don't have plates on their car. I tell you what, they need to relinquish power back to the police and let the police take care of this, because what's going to happen is the patriot groups, militia groups, or eventually, hopefully, common citizens will well, I won't say I'm not inciting for anything. We'll take care of it. But something's going to break.
Well, you're not inciting anything, bro. You're pointing out the Second Amendment, and many fought and died for it, and you have every right to arm yourself and defend yourself in defense. You know, nobody's saying go out there and kill people, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, man, you did, especially now when you got the politicians, handcuffing our police, and this anarchy running rampant, and it's actually funded and backed by the Democrats. And definitely get your permit, get your gun legally, and defend yourself. Definitely.
Yeah, I have a disagreement of what actually constitutes a legal gun, by the way. I just anyway. But hey, I think CME 1999 had a good idea. Just tattoo their cars with Trump's bumper stickers. Man, that will annoy that'll hurt them worse than anything else to have those on there. But yeah. Anyway, so what else do we got?
Yeah, say that again. Zoom froze, so you might want to say that again.
Oh, CME 99 said that just walk around and plaster Trump while they're out there doing the protesting. Just plaster their cars with Trump stickers. Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
That would tear them up. They'd lose sleep over that. But so anyway, let's see. Do we got anything else? Okay. So speaking of the V word, I will throw up a couple things here. Not going to go on it like I did the other night. However. And for anybody who wasn't watching the other night, this is neither an anti or a pro vax thing. This is not what this is about, okay? This has to do with the type that Moderna and Pfizer are actually pushing for right now. I'm not going to go back over the other show. You can watch it last week if you want. There's a lot of decent information on there. Now I'm down the rabbit hole, found some more information. I'm going to throw it at you. Eventually, I'm just going to do a video on that and throw it out there. So, yeah, if you like the Twitter tweet on 1600 Reasons Why, then go ahead and follow, because I'll post it on there and tell you when I'm going to send it out, or on this, either way. But so anyway, coming to you soon. So this is going to be your new COVID credentials initiative that's going on. And lest you think that this is just a stupid flash in the pan sort of, no one's really giving this any credence, there are some powerful companies that are behind us, okay? If you look at the partners that are actually involved in your COVID passport that you will probably need down the road for reasons that were specified in the last week's video about not saying the V word, look at these companies, go to their sites, see what they do, and tell me if this doesn't scare the hell out of you. And also, this is not a full list. This is just what I could fit on one page. There is more on this, so it is going to be it's going to be some scary times. Just something to think about. And also, one of the other ones, AstraZeneca, which is the one that they quit their late stage, or they paused their late stage trials because they had some bad results from it. And I thought, man, I wonder where this happened, because I know they're trying to collect up for each one of these trials 30,000 people. So I did some research to try to find where it is, and all I had to do was Google AstraZeneca pauses trials of COVID on Yahoo, and they are using the CHADOX1 virus. And so if you're wondering who was the recipient of that, the poor African people were the winners of that particular trial. The first clinical trial in Africa for COVID vaccine started last week in South Africa, run by University of someplace in Johannesburg. The South African CH1 COVID vaccine trial testing the CHADOX1 COVID vaccine that was developed in Oxford University's Jenner Institute. So they're the ones who got stuck with that. And unfortunately for those, I know that they had a large trial. I thought it was something like 15,000 last that I heard. Hopefully it was an isolated case and that this is not a systemic thing dropping down from all these people. This is not, by the way, the same type of vaccine that Moderna and Pfizer were rolling with and are rolling with. This, I think, was a more traditional vaccine. This does not have the nanotechnology, the hydrogel, the microneedle platform, and all the other scary stuff that we were talking about. So Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, we'll be covering that more. I got tons of information on this now. I will throw this teaser. You can Google this because I don't have a picture on it. Would like everybody just to search Microsoft patent for cryptocurrency mining using human body data. Yes, exactly as it's stated is actually the patent. Patent's out there. This is not some conspiracy theory where I'm saying there's some secret patent out there. Go to patent search. You can patent it. It's like 12 pages long. And yeah, it is using the biosensors for data mining for cryptocurrency, which scares me because then I'm like, the buying and selling is just the whole thing with the biosensors. But anyway, check it on your own. Read it. When I do the show, I'll cover it more in depth, but that way you'll have some knowledge of it and won't be weird to hear then because you will have seen it on your own. So
exactly. Yeah. So it's funny now, Kamala Harris and them are all anti-vaccine because President Trump is going to roll out one successful, whether you are going to take a vaccine or not. I probably won't. I've never taken one in my life. But it's so funny how no matter what he does, they're against. He should start using reverse psychology, like that chloroquine. He should have said, "Oh, there's this thing
never
called
use it.
chloroquine.
Never use it.
Don't ever use that. Whatever you do." They'll be like, "Oh, look at him. He wants people to die. He's not recommending it because he don't have stock in it. Please, people, everybody go use chloroquine." He needs to start doing reverse psychology with these clowns.
Yeah, Trump tries to suppress ethical, and safe alternative to a vaccine. So, yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not going to trust anything President Trump recommends. He told us to inject bleach. Do you know, it's so bad. You have these regular people that only watch like CNN with these clips, that there are people that are going around like, you're gonna vote for a guy who told people to inject bleach? Right. Why don't you watch the press conference where he's spitballing and he's like, there's this idea and there's that idea. Who knows? Maybe you can, use bleach or, or sunlight seems to kill it. Maybe there's a way. And then it turned out when they were making fun of him that they do have this thing that goes down in your lungs and then shoots out UV rays or something that kills things. Yeah. They never watched what he actually said. Like he said, all Mexicans are rapists and murderers. They never watched what he actually says. They only watch this little clip. It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, and had they watched it, you would see the tongue-in-cheek look on his face. No, half of the stuff he said is just, yeah. But no, you're absolutely right. Get the whole story. Watch the whole story. But so the fires. So people are chatting about the fires. So yeah, just so you know, the only reason we didn't jump on the whole Antifa thing that people were talking about as far as that goes, I did some research, and I will tell you this: of all the sheriff's offices that are out there, every one of them have categorically denied that anybody that's been put into custody about the arson activity that so far. There's only one name that I don't have, and that was in Dexter, Oregon. Said a man had arm tattoos, was seen lighting 2 fires, had a black German Shepherd with him, was driving a green SUV. Could have been a Ford, could have been a Chevrolet, must not have been a car guy because they're easy to tell the difference. But that's the only one. The rest of them, they have the names and the scenarios for the ones that they know. So so that's the only reason.
Well, I have a comment on that. So we're not saying Antifa did or didn't start the fires. We are big, especially I'll speak for myself since I'm speaking. I am very big on waiting on the facts, even if it benefits the right. Wait on the facts. Even the gentleman whose video I put out there and I was being attacked, I was like, he never said that Antifa did. He said there are reports of Antifa from his neighbors being seen, and nobody ever said that that's what happened. I surely didn't. I was just putting the guy's video out there, and they'll still attack you anyway. Right. So, and there's the one guy, I guess you'll talk about that filmed himself, getting arrested pretty much, who allegedly set the fires and then called the cops. Right. That's when you're a pyromaniac. That's one of the things they do. They'll set a fire and then they'll actually call the police and sit there and act like they're the hero, but they said it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I just read Rodney's. That was cute. I got to read this. Rodney Riot Shield. He says, today I donated my watch, my phone, and $500 to a Black Lives Matter supporter. He said, you wouldn't believe the happiness I felt as he slid that pistol back into his pocket. That was cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you. All right. So last thing that I have, then, if you got something, that's fine. I don't know if anybody's heard, seen, watched. Okay. I love Candace Owens. I think she's great. Her and Cardi B had a little a thing. Candace was on the Ben Shapiro show and basically lambasted Cardi B over the appearance that she had with Joe Biden, which was just a marshmallow tossing contest. I mean, and ignorant as well as that. And Candace just totally ate her up on Twitter, ate her up talking to Ben Shapiro. And so they've been going back and forth. And the response is, if you follow the threads and you see what they say, it's really, really cute because Candace just makes fun of her in a very, smart way. So I got the response that Cardi B had. And this is just funny. This, at the end of the day, and this was the last one that I had put together. So after all the other crap and getting uptight about it, it was just cute to watch this just for the pure ignorance. And the way she says millions. Okay, so here we go.
Joe Biden sit down with me, Cardi B. I have millions of followers. And I pay millions in taxes. I'm heard all around the world. So just like I can make people pop their and have a good time and make them feel like a bad bitch, I could also encourage millions of followers to go vote.
Yeah, sorry I didn't cut our mics off because I know it sounds funny if we did. And so Joe Biden's response to this was...
question, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
So that was some. I just want to throw there that. But if you watch it, it's even funnier because. And at the end, Cardi B knew she was outmatched because her final thing was, "I don't even know how this argument got started." So
right.
She doesn't want any. She doesn't want any Candace Owens.
No.
But anyway,
Candace Owens was doing great until she made some stupid remark about Hitler would have been fine if he just stayed inside Germany. That kind of took her down a notch. You would have to watch the full context of what she said. But yeah, I think Candace Owens is a strong force. The other thing I had to say, I forgot about this. So the Oscars, like anybody cares, I said for all 10 people that still watch the Oscars. So now they moved affirmative action into that. Let's see. So for you to be nominated, your video and your movie to be nominated, you now have to meet this inclusion criteria. You have to fill out this form. You have to have so many female actors, so many people of color, so many people in the director positions. It is amazing. How about just have the best director, the best actors and all that,
and the best movie,
affirmative action, and the best movie. So now you can't be nominated unless you meet this criteria. Man, I don't know where all this is going, bro. I can't even anymore.
Well, the old Westerns used to have diversity. They used to have white people play Indians all the time. So there was some diversity. It says starting in 2024, Best Picture nominees must feature women, people of color, LGBTQ+, people or people with disabilities in prominent roles both in front of and behind the camera. The Academy created 4 representation categories that will gauge the level of diversity in a film's cast, its production crew, its marketing team, and the opportunities it provides for young filmmakers to qualify. Anyway, it goes on. You can read it if you want, but yeah. So, and that was one of the things.
What I would say to that is, then every movie should just film the riots that are going on in Portland every night. Alleged BLM riots. The only criteria is there'll be no people of color. They're all white.
That's
so
right.
they won't qualify,
Yeah. I mean, how many? Yeah. So, as a matter of fact, the new Star Trek, they talked about now they're going to have the transgender roles in the up and coming Star Trek. So, yeah, that's okay. I'll stick with my William Shatner episodes. That'll be fine for me. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Star Wars guy. Never was really a Trekkie or whatever they call it, but whatever.
Not as much as I was Star Wars, which, by the way, Jake, my buddy, gave me that Is it focusing? Is it focusing?
Does it still work?
Yeah, it works.
Oh. Let me hear it.
I'll show it to you. There it is.
Oh,
Ink.
there it is.
Let you
There
hear
go.
it. Let you hear it on the microphone. There you go. Did you hear that on the microphone? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got. Or that's all I got. You got anything else?
I thought you were talking about the Darth Vader pen I gave you.
That is I'm showing it. Can you not see?
Oh, I don't have my glasses on. So I'm looking at the monitor. I only wear my glasses when I have to see
Well,
chat.
he got me
since
the-
I can't see chat.
Well, he got me the pen with the small Darth Vader head, not the big one. That's why I can't see. He didn't want to put
there
out
you
the extra $10 for the large one.
Exactly. So no, I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Make sure you guys share this out. Like, subscribe. I'm sorry if I missed any chat because I didn't see any chat at all.
Right.
You guys are the best. I might be on later tonight. It seems like everything's kind of slowing down. I know Rochester was, getting a little stupid last night, and Portland, but maybe I'll come on tonight. Not sure.
Yeah, and if you know of any of your friends that want to waste an evening with us too, tell them about us and tell them to subscribe and like the show as well. But I appreciate everything. And we always say you could have been anywhere. You chose to be here, and we do appreciate that. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, leading right into the weekend. I hope everyone has a great one of those. We'll try the outro. We'll see if it works. And hold on. See if it, and I always tell everybody, it looks about the same as the intro, so it's not a big difference. But here we go. God bless everyone. You guys take care. Play.